Is it better to judge your training intensity by pace or by heart rate? Now, this is something I've gone back and forth between over the last couple of years. So I want to give you my top advantages and disadvantages for each so that you can decide which will be best for you. Starting with pace. And let's be honest, once we go past the point of just trying to complete the distance, time is the thing we're focused on as runners. So surely it makes sense to judge your training based on time as well. Now I could end the video there, but there's a lot more to it. The second advantage to running by pace is that there's no hiding from it. The pace is the pace and it doesn't lie to you. So if you know that you have run that pace, you have run that pace. It's as simple as that. In terms of actual race preparation, learning to feel the pace has a lot to be said for. But there are some disadvantages to training by pace. And if you're someone like me, you might tend to push too hard in the aim of hitting paces or become fixated on trying to run faster than the intended pace, which can sabotage crucial sessions and mean you need more recovery before the next session. Another trap that people can fall into when they're running by pace is that you could run the pace that you want to be running in the future rather than the pace that you are capable of right now, which ultimately is very similar and leads to more fatigue and perhaps demotivation when you're not able to hit the paces that you believe you should be able to hit. And that brings me on to the first advantage of training by heart rate, is that I believe and have experienced that it allows for a more present focus and patient fitness building approach. It's very easy to force the pace, but you cannot force your heart rate to say something that it isn't. So in that respect, heart rate also stops you from pushing too hard. It accounts for external factors such as the heat, such as hills, such as underlying fatigue, and means that you don't end up putting that effort too hard, especially on those easy runs. But that being said, I have found that it puts a ceiling on the effort level that you experience. And if you sit between your heart rate zones, you actually develop a level of comfort in your training. So yes, you always stick to those zones, but actually, how well does that equip you for a race when you are actually looking to go to your maximum effort in order to get the fastest time you possibly could achieve? And heart rate is unreliable. There are so many different factors that are impacting the heart rate at any given moment. All of the ones I just mentioned before, but also things like stress, anxiety and emotions. So even just what you are thinking could impact your heart rate at any given moment, let alone the fact that also it is impacted by sleep and hydration levels, to name but a few. And that brings me on to what I think is the biggest disadvantage to running by heart rate, and that is not many people actually accurately know what their heart rate zones are. To calculate mine, I went to a lab and did a lactate threshold test. And even then, when I was given the zones, when I passed that on to another specialist, they gave me completely different zones specific for marathon. So if you're not able to put the resources in to do that, how can you possibly know that they're accurate? And then the measurement of them as you are training needs to be precise. I use a chest strap heart rate monitor, but a lot of people just use a watch. Again, it's not reliable. So where I've landed, taking all that into consideration for my next marathon build, is on a hybrid model. I use heart rate loosely to make sure I'm not pushing too hard on the easy runs, but then for all the performance-based workouts that really tell me where I'm at and require me to push and prepare me for the race, I now like to use pace. And I'm just working on the discipline to stop me from pushing too hard. When I don't feel 100% and I'm still able to hit the paces, that gives me the confidence to carry through to race day. I do actually believe that the ultimate mastery is to do it 100% by feel and not have to rely on all the technology and metrics to help us get there. Basically training by intuition and knowing what we need to achieve a specific goal, but I appreciate a lot of people like using the tech. They're a long way from that, including myself, but we can all aim for something. As usual, I hope that was useful. Drop some comments if you've got anything to add to what I've shared, and please like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more information like this.